Well, we're back with another episode of everyone's favorite podcast. We are one, you are two, a video game and PlayStation podcast where we talk about, video games. I am your host, as always, Rob Fanzo, joined again by Mr. Rocket League, pissed off himself, Matt Rhodes.
Hello. That's nuts.
That's nuts. We'll explain that in a bit. If you like what you hear, you can find us on Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, typically on Patreon first every Sunday evening or early Monday morning, SoundCloud and iTunes the day after that, and YouTube every Wednesday. I did slip up a little bit this week, and it wasn't until Wednesday night, but usually Wednesday morning.
Dare you, Robert?
I know. What am I supposed to do? It's what happens when you have a job. Matt, we got a great show lined up for listeners this week. Today we're going to talk about some gaming news revolving around Fortnite, Blue Point's next remake, Days Gone delay, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and a couple other things as well. And our topic is going to be something that I found very interesting and ties into some news that's been circulating for the past 2 to 3 months is PlayStation 5 and really more so backwards compatibility and why the hell does it matter to people so much. And then we're going to talk about trophies and look at the PlayStation drop for the week as well and give a shout out to a pretty cool YouTuber that I discovered this week as well. But first, before I forget, I am currently working on that exclusive show I mentioned last week for Patreon called Out of My Pocket. And it'll be me playing games you're not sure whether you want to buy or just have a playthrough of. And it'll be purely dictated and for Patreon subs. So head over there and subscribe for more details. There was another before I forgot, but guess what? I forgot it, so we're going to move on anyway.
We didn't get to it before he forgot.
No, we didn't. I went to write it down before I forgot, and I didn't. So that's why I called that the Before I Forget segments, because it's usually stuff I jot down in a hurry.
For sure.
That's okay, though. So why don't we just talk about what we've been playing this week?
Oh, well, I was just playing Rocket League before we started this. Hence the couple minutes of a late start time. And Monster Hunter World, of course. I realized how far away we were from the end.
Really?
Yeah, there's so you gotta kill, warning, minor spoilers. You gotta kill those Elder Dragons in each of those. Well, you research those 3 Elder Dragons at the end. And then, of course, there's another, super Elder Dragon or something like that. So there's actually a few more on top of that. And I was looking online. So there's that Super Elder Dragon that you finally face or whatever. And for whatever reason, no one responded to my SOS on that. So I just tried him once. I was like, nah, there's no way I could do this by myself. I don't know if it was the time of day that I was playing and just people weren't on or what. But then there were... I think there's 2 more main missions after that of tempered beasts.
Okay.
So I don't know. So I think we have. I know you haven't. I don't know how much you've touched it, but I have to do that main guy, and then I guess 2 more little missions after that.
Yeah. As far as me touching it, none. To be honest, right. None. I have family in town, and so they're staying with me. Even as we record this podcast, I shut them out in the other room, and I told them, be quiet.
No one puts Rob's parents in a corner.
That's right. No one puts baby in a corner. So I haven't really touched that. I have been doing a lot of Vita, though, so I've actually worked a lot through Titan Souls, which I actually started a long time ago. And I wanted to pick back up where I left off. And apparently, my Vita, ever since last week with that new update for the PS4, I don't know if they pushed anything out to Vita and I didn't realize it, but my cross-save doesn't work anymore. And so my cross-save, you know how you can save between the Vita and the PS4?
Oh.
It doesn't work on my Vita anymore. And so my save is in the cloud for Titan Souls, and I started from scratch.
Oh, wow.
So Sony... get on that, fix that, because although it doesn't matter at this point because I'm well past where I was the first time.
Yeah.
And
still, it's a pain in the butt.
It is, because I would like to actually transfer my Deadbolt save over to the cloud and play it on PS4 just to see what it looks like. but I refused to start over because some of those levels were atrocious. So that I kind of took a break from Deadbolt, which is what I've been playing a lot of. I did play little snippets here and there of Prey, mainly because they tweeted out last week that they were going to. They hinted that there's a moon in the background of when you're playing Prey on the space station. You can see a moon in the background, and they've been tweeting out pictures of that. And today they tweeted out something, or yesterday they tweeted out something about how Good Morning Morgan. Today is the day. And in the game, the very first line, it says today is March 15th, 2032. And so supposedly, as of this recording, I haven't seen anything yet, but people thought they'd release some sort of DLC hint or something like that. So I didn't even know that was going to get DLC. I don't think anybody did, but they did tweet that out. So those are two things I've been really playing more than anything at the moment. I haven't touched Rocket League. I haven't touched Monster Hunter World. I haven't touched anything really other than my Vita the past week. I haven't even touched my VR because I've just been so busy.
Well, get it together, man.
I know. What kind of gamer am I?
A terrible one.
Apparently. Well, is there anything else you've been playing? No?
No, that's been pretty much it.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
I am shocked.
I'm sure you are.
So let's go ahead and talk about. Let's go ahead and just talk about our next segment. Let's go ahead and move on here. So
to the news,
to the PlayStation-news or the PS-N. Although it's not always exclusively PS news. This is where we're going to take the top 5 news stories. That's right. I decided that 5 is just enough, and then we'll have an honorable mention or two and talk about it. So the first one that was big that kind of came out last week, and I'm going to smush 2 of these together, is that Days Gone was delayed to 2019. And so at the same time, Neil Druckmann was promoted at Naughty Dog as well. And so he's up there now. I believe he was promoted to vice president, if I remember correctly. So that's kind of cool. What I was wondering, though, is does that mean that Days Gone is DOA? Because Last of Us Part 2 is definitely not coming out this year. So I anticipate it will be out next year. And since those games are kind of similar in scope, I do wonder if that means that Last of Us is going to smash Days Gone into non-existence.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you already have a developed franchise, and then you got Days Gone. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to say what. I'm sure they only made this move because they had to, right?
Right.
Or else, yeah, because I'm sure they're thinking about the same thing. Okay, well, if we delay this, we're going to put ourselves up against this other franchise that everyone knows and loves.
Well, that's the problem, too. They're both Sony exclusives, and so I feel like Days Gone is kind of burying itself with that.
But what do? Do you bury yourself against another game, or do you bury yourself because you don't have a finished product, or don't have a product that's good enough to put out?
Well, yeah, I agree. And I think what happens, if you're smart and you're Sony, you spread them as far apart as possible. You release Days Gone in February, and then you release The Last of Us in like October.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And
but do you think Last of Us is that far away?
Yes. In fact, I'm going to actually provide more evidence for why I think it's that far away when we get to the topic. So hold me to that.
Oh, I will.
By the way, if you missed the show last week, there was an ambulance that goes by Matt's apartment every week. Did I just hear that in the background like 2 minutes ago?
Maybe.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be a show unless we had an ambulance go by.
We're only a couple minutes into this. I mean, I feel like we might be hitting for 2 today.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
We might get some gold.
Yeah.
Perfect. If we did, that would be nuts.
Oh, for sure.
So, item number 2 on the list, Fortnite. I found this really interesting. Fortnite is coming to mobile very soon, but not to Switch. And so they announced that you will be able to play Fortnite on the go if you have a mobile phone, but not if you have a Switch. They will not be bringing it to Switch. And so I wondered, why do you leave them in the dark? And that ties in with the fact that Microsoft says, hey, crossplay will be available except for Sony. They're holding the ball again. And we've heard that last year with Rocket League. And if I remember correctly, their official statement was, well, we have a user agreement with our users, and we want to protect children, and we basically saying Microsoft can't control whether or not pedophiles are on their thing, and so they were on their accounts, so they were concerned about that. And in the same news too, Fortnite people have been reporting that their accounts are being hacked, their Fortnite accounts, and people are spending money on items that they are not. Yeah. So stolen Fortnite accounts are racking up huge purchase bills for people. So, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting again that Fortnite's coming to mobile.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know why people.
Like they're just buying in-game stuff or what?
Yeah, they were just purchasing. I mean, I can pull it up for you real quick here. It's from IGN.
Right.
And when I read it earlier in the week. It just says well-known hacking techniques, and players claim their accounts have been hacked and used to make fraudulent purchases. This is from Austin Wood at IGN, reaching hundreds of dollars. So they've come from Fortnite and the Battle Royale players over the past few weeks. And so I don't know why they're spending people's money, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems weird.
That does seem weird. I know it didn't happen to me, but then again, I don't play that enough to probably warrant that.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Maybe it did happen to you and you just don't know.
Well, I guess you can't. Yeah, that's true. Well, they probably looked at my bank account and never mind. Changed their mind. Number 3, Bluepoint announced that their next remake is bigger in scope and more taking, it's just bigger in scope. It's bigger. It's going to be more important than Shadow of Colossus. So I don't know what they're working on, but whatever they're remaking, Shadow Colossus was super well received for how well it was remade, and so they said it's bigger in scope. So I mean,
were they remaking The Last Guardian already?
Then it would be smaller in scope.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do they have that's bigger than Shadow of Colossus?
I don't know. Well, Bluepoint's actually. I mean, Bluepoint's just the company that remade Shadow of Colossus. They're not the ones that originally produced it. And so
okay.
What I'm wondering is if it's an open world game that's something insane, because Shadow of Colossus is open world, but it's a pretty barren open world except for the Colossi. And so I wonder if they're taking something that's even bigger than like a real true open world game, right? That's populated, and they're remaking it. I can't think of what you would remake though that's huge unless you that's bigger in scope. I mean, maybe I'm thinking too big, but like Fallout would be huge, right?
I don't know whether they would remake Fallout.
No, they wouldn't. I'm just saying that's the largest scope game I can think of. I have no idea what would be large in scope that would need remade.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't even think of like a PS3 game that was like, oh man, this game is so big, so sandboxy. Or
even a PS2 game, because Shadow of Colossus was originally a PS2 game. So
yeah, true.
I can't think of anything that, other than Grand Theft Auto stuff, that's huge.
Yeah, wow, man. If they remade Vice City.
Yeah. But I think Rockstar would do that. I don't think they'd hire somebody out either.
No,
right?
I doubt that. Well, I mean, if they're busy on Red Dead. So and continuing to update, 5 online.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been racking my brain. I can't think of it. It's got to be. My thing would be, I wonder if it's another Sony exclusive. And so if it is, then that really narrows it down in terms of potential of what it could be. Because I was trying to think of Sony franchises. But I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. They just announced that, and that was kind of it. Number 4 is kind of selfish of me. I just thought this was cool.
Is it?
Just a little. Telltale's Batman final episode is out March 27th. There are 2 distinct versions of the Joker that appear based on your choices.
What?
Yeah, and so I thought this was really interesting. I mean, you could maybe call this minor spoilers. I don't know if I would, but you have to make choices throughout the game with the Joker, and depending on what choices you made in the episodes, he's either the villain that you know from the comic books, or he's a vigilante that wants to help Batman, but he's misguided. And so I have a funny feeling based on the choices I've made, he's going to wind up being the vigilante guy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Clearly you made the wrong choices.
Clearly. Can't help it. I like the guy. I was trying to be nice to him.
You would.
Number 5, I don't have listed on there for you to see, but it's if you were just, anywhere near anything today, gaming related, Shadow of the Tomb Raider teaser trailer was released. Now, it was leaked yesterday, not the trailer, but the release date. And they officially released the teaser trailer today. So Shadow of the Tomb Raider is going to come out September 14th for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And so, according to all the press releases, it will, quote, deliver Lara Croft's defining moment.
Wait, so is this the third one?
Mm-hmm. Third one in like 4 years. 5 years. So, full reveal is April 27th, so you can watch that next month. The Tomb Raider website is showing a puzzle is coming for players to solve on Monday. And so you'll be able to meet the developers, play the game at 3 reveal events around the world as well. But they're trying to make a big deal out of it, I guess. And so somebody mined the site yesterday, and in the HTML code, they found that date. So it wasn't really that big of a surprise. It was just kind of cool to get a little trailer today.
Yeah.
And then my honorable mention, I was excited about this. The CD Projekt Red tweeted out the other day that we would see Geralt and The Witcher, somebody from The Witcher again.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, and you know what my immediate reaction was? Because I thought it was perfect. Geralt in Monster Hunter World. I was super pumped for that.
Oh.
I was waiting for that. I thought that would be amazing, right? You can use magic. You can use swords. It makes perfect sense. He hunts down creatures. And then I find out today they've announced it that he's actually not going to be in Monster Hunter World, but rather in Soul Calibur 6.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I could too. And that actually just skyrocketed my interest in that game, believe it or not. So,
well, of course it did.
You know, I mean, you spend over 200 hours. What are you supposed to do?
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been pretty good about putting people in like that. Like, it'll just garner interest. I mean, they did Star Wars. Mm-hmm. They put like Yoda and Darth Vader in there. They did like Ezio.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else.
But I will say, did you see who is coming to Monster Hunter World?
Yeah, Dante. From, right? Devil May Cry?
Yeah, so I was super pumped about that. I'll take that. That looks like that'll be fun. Looks like he'll have customized gear and everything. So instead of a shield, he'll have 2 guns.
Yeah, that's what I thought was cool. I was like, he's gonna have his sword and 2 guns? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. That's it for the news. I mean, honestly, there wasn't much else either. Real quick before we leave this, though, I will mention I came across the Ni no Kuni 2 King's Collector Edition.
Oh yeah, I saw that in my
Did you see that with the music box? Right?
I didn't look at it specifically, but I did see like some picture. It looks like, I don't know. It looks pretty involved.
Yeah, I want it. I can't afford it, but I want it.
How much is it?
Well, I can only find it on UK Amazon and UK stores, and it was £150. So I imagine it would probably be $160, $170 here too.
Yeah,
but that's $300 if you do the conversion rate almost. So
what?
Yeah,
that can't be right.
No, so that's what I mean. It probably is $150 here if I could find it somewhere. So if you can find it, send it to me. WeAre1UR2@gmail.com. Just send me the link, or instead of Patreon, you can just pay me with, the King's edition of Ni no Kuni. I'll take that too. All right, so that ends the news.
What if someone wants that to be your out of your pocket?
Well, that's fine, but they better pitch in. And that's also going to be a huge playthrough. But yeah, I would gladly do that for a let's play or a playthrough is Ni no Kuni. I loved the last one. I just didn't get to finish it, and I would gladly do that. So, although again, Pinstripe, I'm working on the editing. That's going to be our first out of my pocket, and then I think there'll be another one coming up that I'll talk about probably next week as well. All right, that's the news.
Bye, news.
Bye, news. So, it's time for topic of conversation. And so this is where we're talking to Jeff about subject of interest for the week, or from you, the listener. Usually it's just me and my interest because I haven't heard anything from any listeners. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this. It's true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just want somebody to write in. So here's my thing. I've noticed since January and even December of last year, and just 2 weeks ago, or less than that actually, a week ago, there was rumors of PlayStation 5 and how it might be coming in 2019 or 2020, which means that an E3 reveal this year would most likely happen. And then, you have people arguing back and forth. And so I want to talk about that reveal, but I also want to talk about, because with that comes a lot of gripes and complaints about backwards compatibility and how it should be part of PS5. And I don't understand why people love it so much. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But this ties back into the Days Gone thing in The Last of Us Part 2. If I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure I do, Last of Us came out as one of in the last year of PlayStation 3's life cycle. It was like the swan song for the PlayStation, right? Like, wow.
Yeah, sure.
PlayStation 4 is going to be coming out next year. Here's this amazing game to kind of like celebrate the end of it. We haven't heard anything about The Last of Us Part 2. And so if whatever gets announced first, whether it's Last of Us Part 2 or PlayStation 5, I guarantee that they will coincide where they'll announce the date for one, and then they'll announce the date for the other, and you'll see that will be the enticement for people to keep their PlayStation 4s so that they can play that as kind of like, this is the final year of the life cycle of this thing.
But what's the point of that? Would you say?
What, a 5 right now?
Well, no, not necessarily the 5, but like why does it matter whether people keep it or not? I
don't know. Well, because you know what? I think what's going to happen is Sony's going to continue to push PS, kind of like they did with PS3. I mean, a lot of games still come to it, right? They've only died down recently. But they know there's a huge segment of the population who craves new tech, but they also know that they have over 70 million in the wild. And so they want to kind of keep that user base alive, right? You don't want to segregate them immediately and say, well, you better update to a PS5. I knew we just released this thing 5 years ago. Because console gamers are really picky about that, right? We like long life cycles. I like long life cycles. I'm not ready to give up my PS4, and I've had it since launch day. I really don't want to have to buy a PS5. I just bought a VR headset in hopes that I could get another at least 2 or 3 years out of this thing. Could you imagine if the PS5 came out and they're like, oh yeah, that headset doesn't work anymore? Right?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I do think PS5 comes bundled with a VR headset, or has a VR headset bundle. So I guess that's a question of, if they do that, right, do they risk segmenting or segregating people? So that's the only reason I think The Last of Us, I mean, it's a weird timing to see that rumor, because the news article I read from last week said that as of late last year, like October of last year, this is the whole reason I brought this up in the first place. As of late last year in October or so, PS5 dev kits went out to developers, supposedly.
So end of 2017, you mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
So think about that. If that's true, right, and they're giving them 6 to 8 months to mess with it, that would mean that E3 this year, they go, well, you have the PS4, you have the PS4 Pro, and if you're really interested now, here's a PS5, right?
Gosh, that's nuts. Yeah. If that's the case, then I feel like Microsoft has to be moving in the same direction.
Right.
I feel like that's the only reason to push it. Yeah. It doesn't make sense for them. I mean, they're already on top. They're already they're in the lead. Why would they even need to, get rid of this life cycle already?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Why would they shorten the life cycle of this one when they already, when they're already on top?
Yeah.
Unless they have a feeling that Microsoft's, about to do the new Xbox because they're the bottom feeders right now.
Yeah, and so maybe Xbox, they're trying, because Xbox kind of needs to move on from what they've done, because nothing has really seemed to catch people's attention, whether it's the Xbox One X or the Xbox One S, right?
Exactly.
Nothing has seemed to light a fire. And so if Microsoft, and we talked about this weeks ago, right, what's their next move? If they pull out another console, then all of a sudden that's way more powerful, that's more like a next generation rather than just a step forward, then Sony has to respond. And so Sony might not even have any intentions of releasing for another 2 years, right, but they might throw it out this year, and so for a 2020 release, right, or maybe it is for late 2019 release. I don't know. If you look at the history of timeline, though, PS4 released 7 years after PS3, so you'd be talking about 2021 if they followed the 7-year deal. But they also said they didn't want this generation to last as long as the last one. And so, and then they took PS4 Pro as like a middle step. And so if that's a middle step, well, that means you're half or over halfway to the next generation. And so I'm not sure.
Yeah, Pro came out, what, last year?
Yes. Yeah. And so we'll see. What I want to know, though, is one of the things that's often talked about with that is backwards compatibility. And so I want to know your thoughts on it, because I want to know your thoughts on it, and then I'll kind of give you mine. All right. So anyway, I don't see the big deal with backwards compatibility, and I'm not knocking anybody for it, but like I mentioned, it's just not something that I ever use. I don't feel like it's significant to my enjoyment of a current generation console. And I know like NES, Super NES, all those have the retro consoles, and that's big. But as an adult gamer, okay, and so as an adult gamer, a 30-some-year-old adult gamer, I don't have the time to do that stuff. So I don't know what your thoughts on that are.
Yeah, well, the thing for me is, like, I don't know how long I kept my PlayStation 3 until, like, I kept it for, because, I mean, the PS4 does not play DVDs, does not play, like, regular, like, you know, compact disc DVDs or whatever. It only plays Blu-ray, because that's another thing they didn't want to pay for the licensing for that. So I kept my PS3 around so I could play DVDs on my TV, because there was no other way for me to play it, basically, you know, because I didn't have a DVD player. And I have a feeling that when 5 comes out, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a ultra HD, what is it called? You know, ultra 4K disc drive, and it probably won't play regular Blu-rays. So then there won't, unless there's backwards compatibility, in which case it will, because that's what, you know, is the current generation, are these Blu-rays, not the Ultra Blu-ray.
I actually thought that it played DVDs, it just didn't play CDs.
The PS4?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm looking at the instruction manual right now, because when you said that, I had to Google it. I was like, what? I didn't know that. If it's an unfinished DVD, it won't. If it's a CD, it won't, which is interesting. And if it's a non-circular disc, it won't. That's in the shape of a card, a star, or a heart.
What?
I don't know. That's what it says in the instruction manual.
What? There are what? There are DVDs.
Yeah, do not use these discs. Non-circular discs, such as discs in the shape of a card, a star, or a heart.
What? That's weird.
I know.
I didn't know they made this. Weird. But I don't know. So I guess I'm wrong, but I could have sworn. Either way, I kept it around until the only time I traded it in was when the original Battlefront came out, because I wanted the Darth Vader PS4.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember when you got that.
That's when I traded it in. And the other thing is, like, it was, I think I had to, like, do something to get it to work too.
Probably like punch it or something. Throw a controller at it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, but either. No, because I had the was it the PS3 that had the red light?
Yes.
Or was that the 2?
No, that was the 3. You mean red light of death, or just red light in general?
The red light of death. Or like the orange or whatever.
Well, Xbox had the red ring of death. I think PS3 had a yellow.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yeah, yellow.
Yeah, that's what happened. So I had to, like, get it to work just so it would turn on for them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I understand that. Yeah. Yeah, well.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand I guess I understand why, because people are like, oh, well, I invested all this money in this games, in this system, and in these games, and, like, you're basically just, you know, saying that doesn't matter anymore. I can get it from that standpoint. But at the same time, then don't buy the new one yet. Or just what's wrong with having 2? I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm penny wise and pound foolish. I don't know. I just feel like I I don't know. I feel like having 2 is fine. It's not that big of a deal.
I'm with you on that, and I'm actually one of those people. I never trade in. I mean, I literally never trade in my hardware. I subscribe to the Colin Moriarty way of thinking. I just don't trade it in. I don't see no matter what, you can lose money on it. And then, honestly, too, you know, I do have PS3 games, and yeah, they're sitting there. Sure, I'll probably never touch them again. But what happens if I do get that itch all of a sudden to play Dark Souls? What if I do get that itch to play Borderlands, right? Yeah. Then I don't have to worry about, and I get that everybody's financial situation is different. It's not like I'm floating in money here, but I just don't see the point, because for me, you know, I'm okay with hanging on to that stuff. I have PS2 games still. I have my PS2 console still. I have my original PlayStation. I think I have like 3 games for it that I hung on to. You know, I have my Sega Genesis. I have my Atari 2600. I have my NES somewhere in my parents' house. They swear they didn't throw it away. You know, I have all that stuff. And so I'll hang on to my PS4. I'll probably hang on to my PS3 until, you know, it collects dust. Who knows? Well, it's already collecting dust, but I mean, until it doesn't work, right? So, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up and talk about that a little bit, because I noticed a lot of people on Facebook and other social media outlets just saying, well, I really hope this is true. There's backwards compatibility, or people just griping in general about this stuff. And let's be honest, too. I know that they get mad that they remaster these games or remake them. Right, like Burnout Paradise is something we're going to talk about here shortly in the See You Soon PS Blog Drop segment. Yeah. But I'm okay with updated visuals, and I'm okay because I paid for. If I paid for it once, maybe I'm not going to pay for it again. If I do want to pay for it again, I'm okay with that, because I probably want that experience with the upgraded visuals. Right. I probably want that experience with a different control system. I probably want that experience if it's now in VR. Right? You think people wouldn't shell? I mean, look, hello. How many times have people shelled out money for Skyrim? That's 2011. They just released it again, 2017, 2018 for VR, and people are still shelling out money. Some people are like, oh, I have 5 copies of that. Well, then don't complain about backwards compatibility. Sorry. Right. No sympathy here. I don't know. Is there anything else
can I play devil's advocate real quick?
Absolutely. I hope you would.
How often do you get an itch to play your old systems?
Never.
Then why keep them?
I don't know. I just don't. Because what happens if I do? And then again, like I said, if I don't, I don't. But if I do, then because actually, I guess here's my thing I would counter with, or I wonder, if you're going to keep the old games, why don't you keep the old system? Right? Because backwards compatibility, what people really want is to be able to stick their disc in the new system. Yeah. So why are you not willing to trade in that game and take the loss? Because you spent $60 on that game. At some point, it's going to be worth $4. So you lose $55. But I just looked at the trade-off value for a PS3. You spend what, $400 on that? We'll say $300-$400 on that, and then you get $40 for it. You're still losing out. Right? Or even if you get 140 for it.
I'm pretty sure it was 5 when it came out.
500, okay. And so even if you got 250 for it, you still lost 250. You're still losing over 50, you're losing half your money. And most of the time when you trade in a game after a couple of weeks, you lose half your money, if not more. And so why are you still hanging on to the game and not the system? Trade all of it in, right?
Oh, no, I completely agree with that.
That's my counter argument to those who would say, well, why would you hang on to the old system? Well, why the hell are you hanging on to the old games? I don't know.
Right.
And so I just don't buy that. Anything else?
I was trying to look up the financial cost of the thing real quick.
Oh, okay. The PS3. I think you might be right. I think people were outraged. I think it was $400 or $500. Because I know I didn't buy it till like 2010. I
bought it right away.
Yeah, I know you did. And I did that with the 4, and I did that with the 2. With the 3, I didn't, because I was in a weird space where I didn't have any money. I was a grad that's what it was called. I was a grad student, and I didn't have any money, and so I didn't have time to game. So did you find it?
It's not telling me the price. It tells me the price in Singapore, which was $7.99.
That's a really good thing to know for our fans there. $4.99, $5.99. Here's an article from 2006. 20 gig hard drive would cost, 20 gig hard drive. How far we've come. $500.
I know, right?
60 gig hard drive, $600. How funny is that?
Yeah. Yeah, I got the 60. I got the 60 gig. I paid the $600.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting, and this goes back to our release of the PS5 thing. PS2 and PS3, there were 6 years difference. There was 7 years with PS3 and PS4, and we're on year 4, going into year 5 in 2019. And so I think that would make sense, 2020 seeing a release, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely make sense. I mean, it's, you know.
All right.
You know, I don't know. I don't. I mean, obviously they have to put money into it. They have to put, you know, thought into it because they don't want to just be blindsided by whatever Xbox tries to decide. Oh yeah, there it is. I found the price.
Yeah,
of course. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, like I said before, it's about being on top. I mean, you're already on top. I mean, obviously, you don't, as a company, want to be complacent with that.
Correct.
But still, I mean, there's got to be something said for like wanting to extend it maybe at least a little bit longer due to the fact that, you know.
Yeah. Well, the success.
That you're on top.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And you're not really, I mean, you're slowing down, but you're still at over 70 million. You're probably going to hit 100 million units, you know. Yeah. I think, and again, this is me reading the tea leaves as best I can. It's not just Microsoft. It's not just Sony's on top. They really, really are super pumped about PSVR. I mean, they've released 2 different model headsets in a year where they basically refined the model headset. They've sold over 2 million of those in a year. They didn't expect that. They expected maybe 1 million in a year at best. How awesome would it be if they said, you know what? What if we did it now where you got $399, just like, you know, PS4, $399, brand new PS5, super powerful, brand new VR headset too, right? Whether you want it or not, $399, you can get the whole kit and caboodle. I think they would clean up with that.
Wait. You think that they're gonna put out a new system with VR for $400?
I'm saying if they want to be crazy, yes.
That's not going to happen. I guarantee you, it's not going to happen. Because the Ultra Blu-ray alone right now, a decent one is like $200.
And yeah, and I agree. But you're also talking let's say 2 years down the road.
Sure, but it's not going to go down that much. I mean, you know, I'd like to see the percentage of people. I mean, I'm in that percentage because I like expensive things. But the percentage of people who actually have a TV that is 4K, that is truly 4K.
Right.
I mean, you have one, right? You have a 4K.
I do. I don't use it to game, but I do have one, yeah.
Yeah, right. So, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, I'm sure that will grow as time goes on, and you know that's where everything is heading towards, and obviously that's why they would want a new system, because that's the new technology that's going to be. So obviously they're going to want to have that in their system, because even the Pro doesn't have that. It's capable,
right,
for streaming,
right, and that's the other reason I think
Xbox is the only one who has an actual drive,
right,
an actual Ultra HD 4K drive.
And that's why I think Sony has to release a PS5, because they go, you know what, 4K technology is catching up real fast. We got this VR headset. What if we could increase the output of the VR? Because right now I think it's 780p. What if we could increase it to at least some sort of HD, right? Not 4K maybe, but HD.
Sure. Well, the problem with that is you have to have a new headset then, because the visuals don't match up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The screens in the headsets themselves don't have that. That technology has not gotten there quickly enough.
No, well, and it's also, I understand, think about how young it is too. It's 2-3 years old.
Right. Yeah. Of course. I mean,
but I do foresee that happening, and I do think they'll bundle them together, because I think they'll have 2 versions, 2 SKUs, but I think they'll try and bundle it together. And so maybe it's $399 for one and $499 for the other. But I don't think you bundle together VR and a PS5 and not do it $500 or less. If you really, really, because Sony admitted that at $299 they were making profit on that headset. So they admitted at $199. They could still make profit. And so I bet they make that headset for $150, right? And so if technology gets better, I guarantee and the parts get cheaper, I guarantee they make it less they can make it for less than what they sell it for easily.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say for me because I mean, just looking at the history of PS3 was $600, PS4 was $400. I don't think they can. For a new release on a system, I don't think they can go lower than 4. I really don't. I would be shocked if they did that. Nintendo can, because Nintendo is a different kind of company, right? I mean, you know, the base unit for the Switch is what, 3? Mm-hmm. But that's pricey for Nintendo.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I think the original Wii was only $200.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to find that article. I'd be very interested because I do remember them saying that PSVR, they sold each one they were selling, they were making a nice profit off of it. Like they weren't worried about.
I lied. The original Wii was $250.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting. We'll see what that brings. Either way, you know, if you have an opinion on this and you want to email me or find me on Twitter, we are one, you are two. You know, where you find me on Instagram. I got an Instagram now. You can do that too. Just hit me up and let me know what you think. I'd be curious what your thoughts are, and I can kind of read them off next week as a revisit in the Before I Forget segment, and I promise I won't forget. Anything else, Matt, before we leave this topic for the day? Bury it?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I just, you know, I understand. I'm kind of with you. I don't quite get backwards compatibility. If you're going to keep the game, why not keep the system? You're not getting that much money for that system.
Right.
It's just not happening. Like, you're not getting, I don't think it's that cost effective that it's like, oh, well, I mean, maybe, I guess you can get an extra game with it, but I don't think it's more than, I mean, I don't remember getting more than like maybe $90. And that was like, because I was trading it towards a PS4.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It was like normally like $50. And they're like, well, if you trade it in towards a PS4, we'll give you an extra 40.
Yeah.
Which does not make sense to me. But I mean, I guess.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Well, because they're gouging in the first place, so they figure that's a bonus.
Yeah.
You know, make the gouge for a little less. All right. So this one, our next segment here is this day in gaming history. Ooh. And so we're going to take a look back real quick just at some stuff that came out. And what's interesting about this is just kind of taking a quick glance at it. I just lost it. Oh, taking a quick glance at it. Last year, Fury, one of my favorite games of last year, the DLC, or 2016 actually, I apologize. I think it was my favorite game, it was 2016. Fury One More Fight, which was a download on PS4 and Windows, Steam, came out, and it was just basically one more fight, literally. It was a DLC for like $4, and you had one more fight against one more boss. So, I mean, I
Fury, that was a free game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that free?
It was so good, too. It was one of my favorite games of 2016. It was ridiculously good. I've always... Now, that's a game I'll probably go back and play. Let's see, what else do we got good here? The PlayStation 4 version, PSN release of Bubble Bobble, one of my favorite games growing up as a kid, was released in 2016. Right? Anything else good?
The critically acclaimed hit, Assassin's Creed Rogue. Well, that was Germany, though. Wow.
Yeah, that was in Germany. Yeah, it's not. I know. I was trying to look at, because I mean, what's cool about this site that I use is it gives us the country, right? And so there's not a.
Yeah.
Germany has a lot of releases on this day in history. There's not a whole lot.
Oh, Lord.
I know, right? It looks like they suddenly discovered what video games were every year. It must have been a Tuesday for them, and they must obviously get theirs different. Mass Effect 3 in 2013, Need for Speed: The Run released in Germany. So if you're German, congratulations, you have lots of history on this day for games coming out for you. In fact, more than anything else, because that's literally everything that I could find. Assassin's Creed Ezio Trilogy in 2012, FIFA Soccer 11 in 2012. Ooh, I was a little behind, aren't you, Germany? It's all right, we forgive you. Homefront. How could I forget Homefront? Homefront was released. That was released in the United States, and unfortunately,
what a wonderful game that was.
That sequel's supposed to be coming out, or did it already? No, Homefront 2 didn't come out yet. No, it was in development, and then THQ Nordic got sold, and yeah, it's still in development. Right now? It's still in development.
Are we talking about the same game here?
Homefront, the one where America got invaded.
Yeah, that second one came out already.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Oh yeah, a while ago.
All right. Well, my bad.
And clearly did not make an impact on your life.
I didn't play the first one either. So, whoops. Let me. Did you?
No.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, Homefront. Yeah, no, it was. No, I don't think I ever played it. Because it's got like meh reviews.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything that came out, 2007 was the first Just Cause on Steam. And then, oh man, look at this. 2006, 24, based on Keith Sutherland, The Game. That came out, as well as this day.
Yeah, Homefront, The Revolution, May 17th, 2016.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Man, I'm sorry. Can't get them all right.
That's Deep Silver.
It is Deep Silver. That's it. Well, I knew it was in development hell, and I knew that it had traded hands a few times, right? And so Deep Silver.
I mean, I like Deep Silver. I mean, they did
Dead Island.
Dead Island.
Speaking of that second one hasn't come out. That who knows what happened to that?
Yeah, I don't know how that died. That was such a good game.
Here's what happened. Dying Light came out, blew everybody away, and they were like, "Oh, so we're not going to release ours yet. We got a few things we need to fix." I guarantee they scrapped it and started over. Mark my words.
Yeah,
because Dying Light crushed people in February. What was that? Yeah. Almost 3 years ago. Which
it was amazing. You know,
so they're still releasing stuff for that.
We played it for how long?
Yeah, I ended up buying the enhanced edition so I could continue playing it because I think I had gotten it out of GameFly. But okay, well, that was an uneventful day in this gaming history. So we're just going to move on because honestly, there was nothing unless you lived in Germany. Then
yeah, man, Germany's just.
You killed it.
Living it up on this day.
So we're going to talk about See You Soon. This is the games that came out this week.
See you soon.
You sound like the guy from, what's his name, Herbert the Pervert?
The what?
What's the guy from Family Guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Chris coming out to play today?
Yeah. What games are coming out?
I haven't seen Chris outside mowing the lawn without his shirt off in a while.
All right.
See you soon.
That's the intro we need for that, right? See you soon.
See you soon.
All right. So out this week, PS4 digital retail, the 25th award. The silver case. So I think we missed the bronze because now this is the sequel to silver. Or maybe the first one was the gold.
Maybe they started with the gold.
Maybe.
You never know. Maybe they're working their way backwards.
Maybe. Pretty soon it'll just be the case.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's a great description. Follow the threads in a grim psychological thriller and discover the darkness at the heart of Kanto's newly built 25th ward.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Alchemist Castle, out 3/15, which is today. Beware the Ides of March, PS4 digital. Discovering the Philosopher's Stone turned the wise and kind alchemist into a power-hungry, selfish tyrant. The task of stopping him falls upon you, the former apprentice of the alchemist. This next one's PSVR. It's out digital as of yesterday through 14.
I want you to get this. I will pay for this. This will be me doing the out of my pocket thing for you.
Okay. The American
Because this game looks ridiculous. just the cover art. I look at this cover art and I'm like, this is amazing.
So I actually looked into this one a little bit. It's on PSVR. It's called The American Dream, and it says Samurai Pink presents The American Dream.
Samurai Punk.
Oh, I read Pink, didn't I? Samurai Punk presents The American Dream, a satirical virtual reality trip to a brighter future.
With brighter in quotes.
Yes.
I'm going to describe the art on the hair. So it's like a 1950s kind of a sketch. Everyone's around the outdoor grill, even the dog, and everyone has a gun.
Yes.
It's the typical nuclear family with parents and two kids, a boy and a girl, and a dog, and everyone has a gun. Even the dog is like jumped up a little bit on the side of the grill and has a gun in against his paw.
Yeah. And actually,
so it's clearly satirical about how gun crazy America is.
Agreed. And actually, if you look at the plate in his left hand, it looks like a target.
Yeah, it does.
So, Armello is out. And, hey, you know what? Maybe I will do that one for a Let's Play, just for the heck of it. Maybe we'll get that one going. So Armello is out, PS4 retail. Armello is a grim fairy tale board game come to life, full of swashbuckling adventure, combining deep tactical card play, rich tabletop strategy, and RPG elements. The big one for the week, Burnout Paradise Remastered, PS4 digital retail. It's out tomorrow, 3/16. Welcome back to Paradise City. Make action your middle name as you rule the streets in Burnout Paradise Remastered. Enough said.
I mean, you really don't need much more of a description than that when it's remastered.
No. This one looks cool to me just based on the cover art. The Council, PS4 digital. It's episode 1, The Mad Ones. The Council is an episodic game like no other, developing a fresh take on the narrative adventure. Your choices and character growth truly matter. Except it looks like you're in the 19th century.
Yeah. I kind of want them to just like rhyme the episodes and like episode 2, the sad ones. Episode 3, the glad ones.
Yeah, I would be fine with that. I would enjoy that.
Episode 4, the bad ones. Oh man,
Cruz Brothers is out on PS4 digital, and the guy on the front looks like John Cena here.
Heyo.
After the murder of his best fighter by the hands of Trey Sorrow, the leader of the Sons of Subversion, Coach Marcus Luz becomes discredited in life and in the fighting world. That's a beat 'em up, I guarantee it. Like a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Is that grammatically correct? The punctuation?
The punctuation? Well,
yeah.
No.
It should be like the comma, the leader of the Sun's Subversion, comma, right? Not another period?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a hot mess with that punctuation.
Yeah.
Because it's an incomplete sentence. But after the murder of his best fighter by the hands of Chase the leader of Sons of Subversion, Coach Mark Luz becomes discredited in life and in the fighting world. 2 5-minute sentences, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, get it together. Devil May Cry HD collection's out on PS4 digital retail. I'm not even going to read that. If you don't know what Devil May Cry is, shame on you.
Wait, what? Maybe that's why they're getting him and Monster Hunter.
I know that's why. Yeah.
Cross promotion much?
I know. Just like Capcom.
Right.
Gal Gunvolt Burst. PS4 digital out 3/15 today. Enter a virtual world of cyber landscapes and unravel the mystery behind its creation.
Ooh.
The next one's out on PS Vita digital and retail. Hakuoki Edo Blossoms. This is a story about a girl who allies with the warriors of the Shinsengumi. I know I should know how to say that. Shinsengumi, who are struggling to uphold their faith in an era of rapid social change in Japan and the fate of those who resist that change.
Ooh.
The Long Reach. I was curious about this one. PS4 digital, and I'll tell you why in a minute. The Long Reach takes place in New Hampshire in a fictional town of Barvox. The game draws its inspiration from Lone Survivor and The Cave and all the classical adventures, except that Long Reach is set in the present day. And so Lone Survivor and The Cave, I think I played both of those. And so that's what I was kind of curious about, what it's like.
I don't remember if I played those.
I think I did.
I'm thinking of I'm thinking of the wrong game. I'm thinking like Spelunky when I'm thinking of The Cave.
No, that's definitely not it. Lone Survivor, unless I'm losing my mind, I'm pretty sure I know what that is. And I'm pretty sure I played it. Yeah, I did. That game was creepy. That was by Super Flat Games, which and Curve Studios. I don't know if that's by the same people in Long Reach. I'll have to look it up. Maria the Witch is out, PS4 digital today, actually. Zaki and Mia stole all the mail and spread it all over the world. Help Maria bring it back. All right.
I feel like I didn't play The Cave.
I think I did. I know. Well, actually, yeah, I watched people play that. I didn't play it. I don't think I played it myself. But yeah, it's.
Was that a free one?
Mm-hmm. Sure was when PS4 first came out.
When I played it. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think I played that one. Remember those weird twins?
I lied about the biggest release of the week. It's this one, Pure Farming 2018, PS4 digital retail.
I'm excited for it.
Look, you get all the aspects of modern farming, such as animal husbandry, orchards, greenhouses, field cultivation, and green energy. Go global and expand your farming empire across 4 continents. You can become a farmer imperialist.
No, I was watching, was it Access PlayStation? Whatever.
PlayStation Access?
Yes. Yeah, of course. I just flip-flopped it. And I think that was on there. They did like this 7 games that make us that are so real they make us look dumb. And this was like one of. I'm pretty sure that this was one of them because it's so involved. It's like so legit when it comes to like what you actually have to do to like sell your crops and like grow them and stuff. That it's actually a decently hard game, which is cool. I mean, that's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Okay, so moving on. Cube. This is all right. Punctuated QUBE2. PS4 digital. You are Amelia Cross, a stranded archaeologist who has mysteriously awoken among the sand-swept ruins of an ancient alien landscape. Together with the distant help of another survivor, Commander Emma Sutcliffe, you must traverse and manipulate the structure of this forgotten world to find a way back home. This game, I looked it up, and this game would be ripe and perfect for PSVR because it's in a first-person point of view, and you're puzzle solving. And I actually feel like that's a missed opportunity there, personally. But I
want to know what CUBE stands for now.
Yeah, I'd be curious too. But I do wish that it was like that because it's first person. That would be amazing in VR. Who knows? The Raven Remastered, PS4 digital retail, London, 1964. An ancient ruby is stolen from the British Museum. At the crime scene, a raven feather. Is somebody trying to follow in the footsteps of the Raven, the legendary master thief who disappeared the years before?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Probably not.
Probably not. I've seen some buzz around this one, Surviving Mars, PS4 digital retail.
The cover. I like the art for it.
Yeah, it's like cel-shaded almost, right?
Yeah, kind of like a retro, kind of like what they thought the future would look like in the 60s.
Yeah. I mean, this is one I've heard some buzz around. So, Surviving Mars, PS4 digital retail out today. Surviving Mars challenges you to colonize Mars and survive the process. Use drones to prepare human colonists, or for human colonists, I'm sorry. Create habitable living areas in grand domes, make discoveries, and build a new society. So it's like Civilization, I guess.
But Mars.
On Mars. And so I think that would be kind of cool. I might be something I'd want to check out. Tesla, now this is my winner for like quirkiest game of the week here. Tesla versus Lovecraft, two of my favorite people. On the eve of Nikola Tesla's greatest invention, his laboratory is burned down by the inhumane minions of the horror author H.P. Lovecraft. A showdown of epic proportions begins.
When you got those two guys, of course it's going to be epic proportions.
Oh, yeah. I really, really want to, like, that's one I need to check out. Zeus Quest Remastered, PS4 digital, out 315. And then there's a subtitle. I don't know if you noticed this on the art thing. It says Anagenesis of Gaia. But it's a silly point-and-click adventure game with lighthearted humor. It combines Greek mythology with a sci-fi in a twisted way.
See, I like point-and-clicks.
I know. I was going to say, that's up your alley. You should probably...
Yeah, I might play that.
Yeah.
I like point-and-clicks. They're stupid and cheesy, but I like them.
So that's it for See You Soon.
See you soon.
Some good stuff. This week I do have a WWMFD, what would Magic
So what you're
trophy.
saying is we're at the penultimate thing.
Penultimate, yes. Good vocab word.
Hey-o.
So I found a game called Flynn and Freckles.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but it looks like you play as an adventurer with a sword who has like a dragon type friend, perhaps.
Okay.
You play as a pirate, it looks like. And so...
a pirate?
A pirate.
With a friend that's a dragon.
I mean, I didn't read any description on it, and...
that's the best way to do this.
What, read the description of it?
No, I'm saying that's the best way to do it, is not do anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're a pirate, and I'm guessing that because of some of the trophies. And so we're going to rattle off some of these, and you tell me what you have to do for them, or vice versa.
Yep. I know the deal.
So the first one here is called Feathers.
That's what the trophy is called?
Yeah, it's called Feathers.
You got to kill at least 25 parrots.
Well, you had the bird idea, right? Naturally. It's kill one chicken.
Oh, one chicken, that's it?
Yeah. Then the trophy below is a lot of feathers. So how many chickens you got to kill?
50.
5.
Dang it. What?
How about this one? Seriously, what did chickens ever do to you?
10?
15.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
These increments are way off.
Rookie gardener.
See, I want these to be like Dead Rising increments where it's like,
Oh, yeah. Where it's, yeah.
2,000 chickens.
That would be amazing.
Sorry, what was the last one?
Oh, I'm sorry. This one is actually it's still doing with or doing something to something else. It's called Rookie Gardener.
Rookie gardener?
Yep.
Plant a garden.
Cut 100 grass.
Cut 100 grass?
That's the description. Cut 100 grass.
Okay.
So let's see if you do your increments any better this time. Cut mania.
Cut mania. Cut 250 grass.
Double that.
Oh, man, I was going to say 500, but I thought that was too much.
Grass reaper.
1,000.
Bingo.
Yes, I got one. Booyakasha.
All right, so channel your Samuel L.
See,
Jackson.
that's
here.
a proper scaling up.
It is 100, 500, 1,000. That's fair.
Yeah.
It is. Not that 5, 15.
Not
1, 5, 15.
10, or 15. 1, 5, 10, sure, because that follows the same pattern. All right, continue.
Channel your Samuel L. Jackson here. The name or the description of the trophy is to defeat the Snake Queen. What's the trophy called?
Oh.
Remember, you are a pirate, and I hinted at Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm tired of these MFing snakes on my MFing ship.
I wish it was called that. It's called Why Did It Have to Be Snakes?
Oh, okay.
All right, channel your inner Ghostbusters here. Find Freckles' sword.
What?
Find Freckles' sword.
Find Freckles' sword?
Yeah, what's the name of this trophy?
Ghostbusters?
Yeah. You were just humming
Slimer.
it. No. I'll give you a second guess. You were just humming it. What's the most famous line from that?
Ghostbusters? What?
Okay, you got me there.
Something strange?
No, I was thinking who you going to call.
Oh, who are you going to call?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we got some more increment ones. Okay, here we go. Tell me what do you want the trophy for? This one's good either way. Do you want the trophy or do you want the description?
Give me a description.
Die in the cauldron of the fish tribe.
Double, toil and trouble.
Ah, no. Waiter, there's a pirate in my soup.
Yes! Finally, a decently named trophy.
Yeah,
So many times we do this. It's like the most mundane, boring thing.
It is. I know, and I skipped some of the mundane ones.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
It is. I do like the platinum. It's called A Pirate's Life for Me. I do like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of them were just dumb. But so I mean that I don't know when that game comes out.
See, why can't they all be that good? It's not that hard.
No, it's not.
Not hard.
It's not hard.
It's not that hard.
But 20 trophies, 1 platinum, 8
Which
gold.
means you'll go for it.
Well, it looks kind of cool. I mean, I looked up a little bit about some of the screenshots, and I think I'd play it. It's a good little time waster, I guess, because I have so much of it.
Well, I mean, you do a lot of...
You said doo-doo.
Nothingness. Yeah, I do. Yeah. You do a lot of nothingness when your kids are reading in your classroom, right?
Well, yeah, I guess. Actually, what I'm usually
on
doing...
blast.
Usually what I'm doing is putting together this podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, someone's got to do it.
Someone's got... Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess if I started paying you, you'd do something. So this is our UR2 community shout out for the week. Her name is Brandy Ahmer, and that's Brandy with an I, A-H like M-E-R, Ahmer. Looks like Ahmer, but it's Ahmer. Brandy Ahmer. She has a YouTube channel called Ahmer Gamer. And she is actually, I came across her by accident. I think she was posting one of the groups I'm in. I watched a couple of her videos, and she got me super excited because she actually had one in particular that caught my eye when I was pulling her up. But let me give you her information, and then I'll talk about that a little bit. She would love it if you could follow her on at xbranda lion. So that's BRANDA
What is that, Twitter?
X. That is actually her Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
And
I like that. That's a good handle. That's good.
That is a good handle. And she mentioned that you can find her YouTube channel. She just started a Twitter. You can find all that information there. I'm going to link all of her stuff in the description, especially on YouTube, but I'll also link it in our SoundCloud and anywhere else I can. I'll probably tweet out some of her information as well for you. She actually did an unboxing of Spider-Man Maximum Carnage from Sega Genesis. And I was super pumped about that because I loved that game. It was one of only 5,000 made special editions. But if you get a chance to go check her out, her channel, she has an insane retro video game collection. I mean, if you want to talk about somebody who is clearly a retro collector, you need to check it out. She's got things where she unboxes a $700 rare game, a $600 rare game. She shows you her entire
That's nuts, dude.
room. Yeah. And so, if you check out her insane game collection, her retro rare and kiosks, her gaming room is insane. Like, it's amazing. So go check her out. She's got some cool videos on there. She's only got maybe 7 or 8 videos on there at the moment, but it's definitely worth the sub on YouTube. And so I'll include that link. But if you just search for GamerAhmer, AHMER on YouTube, you will find her. So she's our
Ahmer Gamer, right?
Ahmer Gamer. Yeah. Yeah, you can search. Yeah, well, it's actually GamerAhmer. I said it backwards, I think, the first time. But if you search either one, you can find it. But it's GamerAhmer. She's got some awesome stuff, and so check her out. And her videos are interesting, too. So, yeah, I got super excited about the Spider-Man one. It made me want to play that again and bust out my Sega, because I know I still have that game. And if I don't, I'm going to find it somewhere. Cool. I'm glad she let me shout out to her. I hope she checks out the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Got some good stuff going on there. Remember, I like to do these every week, and so I actually need you, if you listen to me, if you're one of 10 and I haven't shouted out, we've done 11 episodes. Wait, yeah. This is episode 11. Wow.
It is.
We've done 11 episodes. I've probably, we have 10 listeners, so that means that one of you hasn't sent me your stuff.
That's right.
That's right. So if we want to do these more often, I need you to send me your community stuff, or if there's somebody that you'd like to brag about and have me share their info. I don't care what you create. I don't care what you do. As long as you're like us, you're creating. Us small guys need to stick together. And so if you have a talent or a labor of love, send it to me at weare1ur2@gmail.com. Find me on Twitter, on Instagram under those same handles. Hit me up there. Just give me your Twitter, your YouTube link, your website, anything where you self-promote. It can be the website, full on, whatever you need to do, and we'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, we will.
Is there anything else?
Nah.
I don't think so.
I think that's it.
This flew
we
by.
got it all.
This flew
It
by.
did.
All right.
That last half hour was just booming. I didn't realize.
I know, me either.
We had that technical difficulty, which you won't know about because it will be edited out.
That's right. But
yeah, then just kind of flew by after that.
All right, well, thanks guys for joining us. Till next time, game on.
Game on. Outro music, outro music. This is the outro music for the week.
That was so beautiful.
That's the one thing I forgot to say at the very end. I was like, well, we got the siren out of the way in the beginning. However, I'm a little sad we didn't hit our target of 2.